Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Shadow Empire with me, Qualification. This is round 16, and you can see we've killed 700 infantry with no losses. My guess is that the free folk marauders attacked us and probably did not work out well for them. We have 4 decisions and 65 reports. Still gaining our relative calm. We finally got free market. That's huge. Now we're going to start getting private investment cards. That's amazingly important for us. We have completed our research into solar energy. Useful. We will want to build this once we're in need of extra power. Right now we have almost nothing that consumes power, so we don't really need it. And we've discovered heavy industry, which is useful. It's also good that we could potentially have the private economy doing that. Got our research into high velocity guns. Now we can get artillery. Our administration level is risen to 5. We got a fate stratagem pack from that. So what have we got? We got feasts. Get another 1,000 credits. Ancient archive. Amazing event or amazing strat card. New doctor is in town selling pills of many colors and many pleasures. Want one? Interesting. Zoo project. Place to relax and learn. It will provide education and opportunities and give a sense, blah, blah, blah. Our ammo, it says relatively low, but we still have 117. It's not really that low. Let's take a look at the history. What have we got? So this unit over here that moved back is moving forward. So we've got these guys in position to protect that area. Okay, still moving up. Yeah. Alright, so something happened on this right flank here. A unit moved up towards Oasis. And I apologize, I skipped. So we had a battle. The dogs attacked us, took 300 losses. Exactly what we want to see. And then these guys attacked us, took 400 losses. That's just against our command too, so that's good. And we have a unit moved in and took Carol from us. Caro didn't have any particularly valuable resources. It was just a free folk settlement. We do want to protect tool industries. We might have to move up there for that. I don't know that we have the troops to really pull that off right now, though. Let's take a look at these guys. What's this little red icon mean? Is that your supply? Yeah, you're not getting all the supply you need. Needs food, which we are out of food. Wow, I just noticed that. We actually have no food in storage. So what's that gonna set us back? 0.5 per, I think, is a very high price for food. What's our consumption on that, though? Well, we'll buy... maybe this was a problem last turn, I just didn't notice. We'll buy 70 credits worth of food. 129. That should be enough for a turn. I'm interested. Let's take a look at our reports and our cash flow. Did we make money? The Supreme Headquarters sold. Because our water is capped. So that's where the income came from. They're just selling the excess water. So we did have a positive income last turn. Interesting. Urgent issues. Yeah, bad supply, hunger, low morale. That's to be expected considering we were out of food. That's all we need to worry about there. Let's actually go ahead and nationalize. We don't have the money actually to nationalize the farms. Yeah, that's most of the food is going to the private economy, so we're only getting that portion. What is our actual consumption? Not sure where we're going to be able to see this exactly. Food. Oh yeah, right. We can see it in items, I think, is where we'll see this. So we produced 259 food. The militia consumed... So 51 went to the Supreme Headquarters. And then the rest was eaten by the populace, is that right? These guys didn't get food, I'm guessing. Did we lose a bunch of troops from that? Yeah. So our troops are starving to death in the field, I think, because of that. Yeah, what is the... How did we end up with 0 food? I'm just trying to read these graphs. So, consumed, 79. 51 went out. So together, that's less than the stock we had. That'd be 130, so we should have had positive food. So where did the extra food go? Is there somewhere we can read precisely what happened about that? Might have been consumed by replenishment. Does that use troop? Or does that use food? No. That's something I'm just not sure about, honestly. Well, what's the situation in Gap Mount itself? If we look at happiness, so our loyalty is down a little bit. Private food. So they're avoiding starvation. They have plenty. Private funds, those build new assets. Or were they building something right now? No. I think they'll go next turn. Now that we have the free market, that's going to help. Let's take a look at our decisions. Our Model Design Council needs a leader. So let's go ahead and play Junior. Okay, and let's see what he's like. Astro Xenophore. Very, very intelligent. Capacity 3. His only profile is that he likes the militia. 0 corruption. Yeah, I think this is the guy for the job, even though he doesn't have a... I mean, he's just better if we look at those stats. Suitability rating is 13 for this guy. I think that's because he has a seniority rank. He's number 10. What's this guy? Number 20. I think that's the only reason it's giving him higher suitability. In the long term, though, what's his age? 23, and this guy is 37. Yeah, I think this guy is the one we want. And we can see that him being a lower seniority is helping. So discover and design 50-50, that's fine. And now we need a new target for economic research. What do we want? So sealed roads, that's an interesting one. That can improve our supply situation. Our problem isn't really the bottleneck of the roads that we have. It's more just our food production, for one. And also just our sort of poor infrastructure that we have built rather than anything else. Barracks. That would improve our security, right? Physical storage we don't need. Heavy industry is good, but I think that's actually in the next tier of tech. So if we look at our tech tree, yeah, heavy industry is part of engineering. We will want that eventually, but I don't think it's the thing we need to focus on right now. Well, then again, if the private economy builds that, yeah, we'll go for the heavy industry. So now we can do the model design finally. What we can do with these, with this council, is basically we take our one of our models we have. We have machine guns, infantry, trucks, and recon buggies. That's our total military forces right now. If we were to go to our manage model, where is it? Type, right? So this is what we have unlocked. Now that we have the Model Design Council, part of what they do is they research for these slightly grade ones. So 50% of their budget will go into discovering artillery, light tanks, APCs, and motorbikes. The other 50% will be going into this, which is developing a new model. So we do have something we want to give our infantry, which is the assault rifle. So we're going to give them, we're going to build upon the existing model we have. If we look at the 4th machine gun infantry, it looks like their MGs actually got wiped out by hunger, probably. Starvation, that is. They're armed with slug throwers. So that is what determines their soft attack, soft defense, hard attack, hard defense, primarily is their weapon. Their basic stats are these. And part of their... If we go to... I'm trying to remember... Well, we want to build upon the privates, and we want to give them the automatic rifle, which will double their firepower. It does triple their ammo consumption, but they consume so little it doesn't matter much. They also doubles their IP, but again, very small. We're going to go automatic rifles, and right now they have no armor. Let's see. So these are only necessary for the sake of like the atmosphere. Honestly, some of our planet is so hot, I think we might need thermosuits to survive on it. But we're just going to go with the envirosuit. It gives us 50 armor, which is, you know, infinitely more than nothing. So the privates will be upgraded. We do need to replenish in the cap here. We need to get out more privates a little bit, and we also need, more importantly, more MGs from the unit we were just looking at, which has lost all of its MGs. Or I guess they only have 100 per... Oh no, they have more than that. So is there just some sitting around in the stockpile? Yeah, there was 200 out there already. And we can see here, food consumption. We need a lot more food than we have. Why don't we actually go ahead and trade for a bit more food, since we are cash positive. We'll get this much, 90 credits worth of food. Okay, so at least for this turn, we shouldn't go negative on food. Now, we do have some other stuff we need to take care of. So, these guys are very wounded. I think that's because they didn't get... Well, no, they have no food. They have 0 food. Yeah, all this stuff is what's being requested. So I guess if we look at it in a certain sense, what we're going to need is all the cumulative addition of the food supply that these units are asking for to upkeep them. Which is probably going to be around 3... Well, it's going to be 200 something, I bet, with all this. You can see none of our units have food. I don't know what this is. What's upkeep food consumption? I see. This is just their stocks, and that's what they have in upkeep. Okay. What if we were to construct a new agricultural dome? Do we actually need the dome for that? Agricultural, it's too hot there. What about, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is within their limit, so we can make an agricultural facility out here. It requires 5,000 workers, 1 machine, 100 metal, and 50. Yeah, we're going to do this. It does consume water, but it's going to produce 200 food. It's only going to take 1 turn to build, so we're just open air farming since this planet is not unlivable. Although, amusingly, our capital is, of course, too hot to farm. Although right now it's only 23 degrees Celsius there, so I think that's hot, but it's the summer. I wonder. Maybe it's because the planet gets warmer in a different season than we're used to. We can see up here it gets significantly hotter. Yeah, up to 59, 65 degrees Celsius, 70 degrees up here in the desert. So you probably need a thermosuit to go up there, I would imagine. The envirosuit should count for all of those. You don't need to do anything about that. These guys have the black pip because they're out of supply. I don't know, maybe I have been ignoring this and I just haven't noticed, but we are totally out of food right now. Move these guys up. And these guys. Going to have everyone sit here except for these guys who are going to remain in that defensive position. These guys are going to remain defensive. And that's it for this turn, I think. Let me just check the reports, urgent issues. That's it. Okay. Let's end that turn. Bit of an oversight there, running out of food. Probably should have seen that coming. By now, normally I would have nationalized a farm, or I would have created another one. And I don't really have a reason why I didn't do that this time. It just didn't come into my thought process. By the way, something I want to mention. I saw a comment from one user, Garth something. He mentioned that in his experience, the service tax, which is to say the portion of IP that you're getting from your population, well, rather that is how it is calculated. So service tax is strongly correlated in some capacity to population. No losses nor kills. Still in the time of relative calm. We have we already completed privates 2. Interestingly, organizations, factions generated 1 stratagem. Ooh, private investment. Very good, very good. So we used up all of our food. I guess everyone was totally out, so that makes sense. We had to fill up the stocks. We can see here now that they have food that they're sitting on, most of them. I think everyone got some. This turn now, we do have our wheat field, which apparently the crop we're growing there. Can we upgrade this already? We can. What's going to require? Machines, IP. I think we just do it. It does require a lot of workers. Do we have that kind of workers available here? And I'll go to Cat Mount. I mean, we do. Not ideal. What's the private economy doing right now? They're building town customs. So I think that's going to increase our income. Therefore, we can afford more workers. Let's go ahead and straight away upgrade that. We're going to move this guy into position. This is an enemy unit, and these are, yeah, their borders. So why don't we just go ahead and start doing that. And here, we can just... See, these are mountains. I really don't want to move into those provinces. Interestingly, it's cold here. It's almost freezing. This is the pole, I suppose. One of the poles. Let's just go ahead and move in for a surround. These guys can stay there. These guys can stay there. Buggies will move. And we're going to just start getting ready to do the attack on Exeter. National budget. So now that we have the Model Design Council, we can adjust things. I think this is fine. I don't think there's anything to worry about here, really. Maybe we drop model design a little bit. We'll take them down to maybe 13. Don't want to increase the Supreme Command. And then economic is fine where it is, 51. So it'll give a little bit more of the budget to the Military Research Council. Say okay. AstraZeneca 4 doesn't like that because we just took away some of his budget. So now that we've developed the that model of infantry, we can upgrade our existing units. We could get new MGs, but I don't think we have the tech that actually gives them the bonus yet. If we look at the techs, we need high-speed machine guns, yeah, to do that. So, do we have anything we could do with the recon buggy, maybe? If we want to build upon this, we give them an advanced machine gun. That doesn't really matter to me. The only thing I'd be interested in particularly is making them more durable and faster. What about our trucks? So the green bus is what we have. Give it a more powerful engine. You can see that dramatically increases the cost. 4 times as much. Consumes more fuel. Gives it 4 times the engine power. Now I think we need to just leave this be, and what we'll do is we'll go to the we'll call him up and we'll change his priorities. Right now we're trying to discover models. We don't need to do a new infantry or anything like that. So let's go to our reports and our organizations and model design. Let's call him. And let's check his priorities. Okay, so we want to be discovering new models right now, primarily. And that won't be exact 1-to-1, particularly since he doesn't like it that much. Do we need to do any replenishment? We do now have the option of building privates too. One thing that can happen, of course, is that we just directly upgrade a unit. So these guys, we could just say to upgrade them. And we'd set them to privates 2, and then we could just say we want to upgrade all of them, which would cost this much resources, and they'd do it over time because it has to go through the logistical supply route. Another way we can do it is just set the current iteration of privates to be obsolete and then fill up our reserves with privates 2 so that when these die, they will be replaced with privates 2. I am interested, actually. Let's take a look. What is the difference in quality between privates and privates 2? Where do we see that again? Type, infantry. We do have 2 models. Where is it? Models. Okay, so for privates 2, 4693, 101 hit points. Privates 1, 42 hit points. Yeah, I mean, it's doubled the attack power and more than doubled the HP. And it doesn't really cost anything substantially more. You can see the field test value. This contributes to the overall stats that come out of when we design the model. But it's not too important with a unit this kind of low tier and basic, where all we did was say, like, okay, now you have armor and a machine gun, or an AK, right? Where before they had some bolt action or something. Maybe a TAWS, sawn off TAWS, yeah. We need food. That's going to give us 200. But only starting next turn, not this turn, I don't believe, since we just finished construction on it. Do we have the stuff to build this? 2 machines, yes. 125 metal, more or less. 62, yeah, we have the industrial. Alright, we're going to upgrade that immediately. And we're going to buy a little bit more stopgap food. We'll say 123. We're going to need more than that. Let's say 200 food. Okay. And let's play private investment, I think. Oh, right. We have the Ancient Archive. This will just unlock a tech force for free. Anything else we want to play? No. I'm curious about this. Random zone will gain 60-10 unrest. Okay. So our capital will gain anywhere from 6 to 60 unrest. It's quite a wide variety, although with dice pool it's going to tend towards the median there, so it's going to be more like 30. Unrest. Unrest is, I think, just counteracted by fear. So it's actually going to be to our benefit a little bit to do that. Depends on how much we get, though. I think we're going to do that. We're going to play Chemical High. Got 48, so that's above the average, unfortunately, but now we can play Ancient Archive. And we found the automated turret. So let's take a look at what that tech actually is. Automated turret is part of automation. Allow you to construct automated turrets. They are immobile but autonomous and do not require manpower to field. Interesting. So if we do that here, do we just have that as a thing? Automated turret. Maybe it's under formation for independent. Kind of curious where that comes from. Maybe it's under the infrastructural tab. Might be impossible because we don't have the model for it. If we were to go to our type screen, is there a turret in here? Automated turrets, yeah. So it's we did go to automated MGs, then automated turrets. We could discover automated MGs. Interesting. So if we were to get that, we could straight into that. I mean, we probably don't have the resources to do that sort of thing right now, but it's an interesting thought. And we have another strat card we want to play, which is our private investment. So, private investment increases the amount of private credits available in the private economy of this zone. Depends on the oratory skill. So he's pretty good at oratory, and yeah, we're just gonna do that. Whew, that's so much money. Like 2,693 credits of investment into an economy that, as you saw just a second ago before I clicked that button, was like at 200. Private investment is an amazing stratagem to have. That's why the free market is really powerful, I feel, in this game. Or commerce as a profile. The private economy is just very useful. Okay, nothing else we need to do this turn. Let's just take a look at let's take stock of our position overall. These guys are just in a position where they're trying to hold steady. We don't need to do anything fancy with them. They're just out there. Yeah, we can see the problem was we didn't have the food to deliver. That's why the supply throughput was so low. It wasn't because they didn't need it. It's because we didn't supply it. And that was a major oversight. It must have been going on for several turns. But anyway, in the south, we are surrounding their capital. We probably don't anticipate an attack. There are 2 units here. One of them is the walker, so they'll be able to defend. Here, we're just going to hold tight to that formation. Here, we're just protecting. Mainly, we want to protect this farm. That farm is essential to our entire nation right now. All right, yeah, that's all there's to say. Up north, did anything change? Don't think so. I think it's all the same. We did lose Carol. It might have been destroyed even. I'm not sure. It doesn't appear on the map anymore. I don't know if that can happen to private free folk settlements or not. Maybe it ran out of population as well. There was a very small settlement there. I think it was like 4,000, and per turn we were gaining a huge amount of population, so it's possible. Interested to see what the private economy does with all that money. They'd already constructed their customs office this turn, I believe. So we should now be getting the benefit of that. Which I'm going to guess the customs office is an income stream for us. Maybe it increases security of the settlement. It's possible. Alright, so what happened? What are we dealing with this turn? We killed 800, lost 300. 1 decision, 62 reports. So quite a big battle, or several battles that happened this turn. Elections have been held. The Trader Front won. They have a bigger majority than they did at the start of the game. Only by, 4%. But still, we've been ruling with this party this long, and we still won the elections. And only 5 turns left on the time of relative calm. We could get hit with something bad, potentially. Discovered rocketry. Interesting. Fate Stratagem Pack because of our tech level. Giving us a fat merchant. Gives us a casino. Personal guard. High-tech vault. Interesting. I've never seen this card. Our blood and sacrifice. Alright, so the militia. If our militia gets low, then we can play that. Plea of friendship. Propose peace. Yeah, I know that. Unrest is high. That's because of the card we played. If we look at unrest, it's already down by 8 points. Partly that's going to be because the fear factor in this settlement is reducing unrest. Danger score is going up. We did okay. Yeah, we had some battles. Let's take a look what actually happened. So part 1, the unit over here moved down. Then attacked. They lost 400. We lost 100. That's a militia, so it's kind of not unexpected, I guess. Then they moved. No, nothing. They didn't move. Nothing happened there. These guys attacked. They lost 300. We lost nothing. Had a unit moving this way. Then these rifle militia attacked our commander, and they inflicted more than we did. And that's all there was that happened, it looks like. Okay. Well, now that all of our units are supplied, that's good. How's our food situation doing right now, actually? With this new farm, I think we should have enough food. We don't need to buy food again, I'm pretty sure. Because this field is going to give us 500. Which I hope is enough to satisfy all of our people. Yeah, this command battalion is just so weak. It's really not meant to be on the front lines like this. But we just don't have the actual forces right now to not put it there. So let's go ahead and we'll start replenishing with privates 2. And over here, maybe we just move up and keep him away. That's fine. Move this guy here, move this guy here, him there, him there. And the buggy can go there, he can go there. Okay, fully encircled the cap. Might be able to assault it next turn, might have to wait a little while on that. Kind of depends. Resource wise, we are running a little bit low on ammo. Let's move them there. So these guys can weather the storm. They should be able to easily tank any attacks that come through. Not so much for the commander battalion. And who actually is in charge of the first gap mount? Well, we have a decision. Do we want padded? Yeah, I mean, we're almost done with padded enviro suits, so we're going to keep on that. Strat cards, we have a whole bunch we could play now. Spies. So why don't we start spying on Dunkelraum? We still have spies all in that territory with what Queen State used to be. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's just because once you gain the intel, then you won't lose it. Take a look at their units. We don't really have a good idea about them. They're using carbines. So they are stronger than our privates 1, but they're weaker than our privates 2. Bike boys. Motorbike infantry, we don't have that researched yet. Bunker busters, which is a feat. So those are their Soldaten 2s. I think it was the ones we were looking at. Let's see, Soldaten 2s. Yeah. So their Soldaten 1s are just what we had, slug throwers. Interesting. So they are not that strong, honestly. They have a bigger army than we do, but I wouldn't say that they're actually that much stronger than we are. Do we leave this open? No, I just can't abandon this facility. It's too critical to our entire nation. Anyway, yeah, zone cards. We have Gladiators, Labor Day, High Tech Vault, the Fat Merchant. What's Feast do? Working population happiness goes up. Once Gap Mount starts to become civilized and we start hitting, where is it? Once our militancy drops below like 50%, at that point, then it'd be worth it to play the loss of militancy, loss of faith in militia rather. But for now, it just doesn't really matter to us. We are becoming more civilized here. This is going to go up each turn. Let's take a look at the assets. What's the private economy look like here? So they spent 1,200 credits on something last turn. They're building something. Town Customs level 2. Interesting. What's Town Customs actually do? Security. Okay. Quality of life security. It's going to give us a whole bunch of that. Interesting. You can see that it just costs them money. Oh man, such a good strat card. Pretty much always play private investments because they just give you free stuff. You exchange political points for, you know, private buildings for the private economy. If we were to attack, what are we looking at here? 14 to 1. I mean, we are doing more attack saturation, but I think it's worth it. They do have higher defense. It's just that we need to get rid of this unit because we're starting to have other guys come up. Let's go for the attack. Zoom out just so we can see what's happening. So we're losing units. Lost our specialist, I think. No, those are just MGs. Alright, so we didn't win the battle. We had 128% from concentric attack modifier. But these guys are just so powerful compared to us. Anyway, they did lose 2 units. They had a bunch retreat, so they are weakened significantly. Just leave that how it is. Do we need to do anything else? Let's check the reports. Urgent issues. We do have hunger going on. Low morale. Replacement units. And high unrest. So no, not really. Nothing really crazy out of the ordinary. Are we down already to... Now we're down to 40 unrest. Okay, yes, that's going to go away pretty quickly. 5 turns or so. Do we need to replenish? We do. We need to replenish privates 2. We need 2 of those. We do need to build more MGs. I would like to get the high-speed MG. And we have the extra resources floating that we can replace these buggies finally, I feel. So we'll do that. Okay, that's all we need to do there. We're not constructing anything at the moment. Is there anything we want to construct? Wouldn't hurt to get solar panel fields. Interestingly, we don't really feel industrial crunch right now. I wouldn't say that we are particularly low on industrial points. Our main problem is unrelated to that, really. Could upgrade our truck station. What's the current worker demand there? 3, we'd more than triple it. It would give us 4 times the truck points, but we have 1,000 right now. You can see what we're putting out actually is only like 60 or so a turn. So it's not a huge pressing matter. We do need to probably make a little bit more ammo, so let's do that. Workshop. We can make machines now, we have enough stuff, but we're just going to make a little bit of ammo. Produce 100 munitions. There we go, now we have a decent stockpile. And our water's being sold off now. We do have a private asset to collect water somewhere. I think it's just in the cap. We do have this water resource we could exploit, though, if we wanted to build a... what is it? Is it a wind trap? No, it's an ice mining facility. Yeah, we could build one here. Give us more water. Water is apparently quite valuable. Selling it off. Do we need to do anything else? I don't think so. I think we're good. It'll soon be time for us to raise another formation. Now this is something I'm very interested in. Get a goodie box with 4D 100 rare metals, 4D 20 machines, and 2D 20 high-tech parts. Quite a lot of very valuable resources that can be used in many potential ways. We'll go ahead and play this archaeology card. We have a guaranteed success. There are no hidden finds. Prospecting push. Again, a guaranteed success. This costs a lot of points, but we really need to find metal. And we still haven't found anything. The reason I played that, even though we've seen that, it said there are none in this zone, because we have new land that we've conquered, so that hasn't been factored into the prospecting. What we're going to do then, since we know that there's hardly anything here, we're going to go to the, where is it, reports, cabinet, and we want to go to the economic council, priorities, We're going to go ahead and drop prospecting down to nothing, to 0%. We're going to leave the research and the discovery at what they're at. And we're going to put a ton into economic policies. 30%. So it's basically three evenly split, more or less, categories. And that's all we need to do this turn. So let's go ahead and end it. It'd be nice if the private economy would invest in a productive resource rather than just the civilization score ones. Those are nice too, though. They do attract more population to the city and therefore increase your production in other ways, but I think I would prefer like more light industry or something. Hopefully when we research heavy industry, the private economy will take advantage of that. And we're really hoping that we're producing enough food to feed our troops now with the 500 extra food production we're going to have. Well, 300 extra from last turn. I'm also hoping that the way the tick works is that since construction finished quote-unquote last turn, that the production happened during that loading sequence and therefore will be distributed. I guess we'll see. Killed 500 infantry, lost nobody. 3 decisions and 60 reports. Full-blown relative calm, only 4 turns left. We've completed the research into the padded envirosuit. A new model, APCs, so mechanized. Good, another private investment. Commercial project, interesting. Gift 400 credits, so we don't need that. We have supply problems, let's dismiss. Okay, let's go to the history and view that first. So more units moving up that way, moving there. Okay, so they're coming in on the capital. It's not great. So these guys attacked, lost 500 dudes. And that's it. That's all we saw happening. We are going to need units to defend here. And food, we're at 0 still. How is that possible? Did it not start producing yet? It's only 23. How is that even possible? Let's take a look here. It's supposed to be producing 500 food. One round. Upkeep costs. 1,100 workers. Agricultural environment exposure modifier. Amazing. So we're going to need dome farms. How hot is it here? Set 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, so if we want to farm, we have to do it like in the high mountains of the polar caps, effectively. All right, but I'm actually just going to mothball that. We have no reason to spend the resources on that. And we're going to need to buy food again. Well, it's good to know, because, you know, I didn't anticipate that. I don't know what the safe growing temps are, but clearly 60 degrees Celsius is too high. Probably also there's almost no rain on this planet, so really, yeah, it might have been foolish to even attempt that sort of thing. Well, let's go ahead and get the dome up. We're going to do it here. Costs us 2 rounds, so it's going to be 2 turns of buying food, essentially. But we can afford this. Let's go ahead and just do it. What's our private economy doing right now? They built their Town Customs 1. Town Customs 2 will be done in a turn. And what's their money situation look like? 1,600 credits. Got decisions. We can develop a new model. Do we want to? APCs. I mean, I'm not really down to develop APCs right now. We will just say no new orders of that front. Send in the troops. Okay, what's going on here? Protests and Gap Mount, right? That's because of the unrest. Gain autocracy, democracy, or meritocracy. And if we look at our profiles, we're already at 56 meritocracy, so this would take us up to 60. We could get another meritocracy card. What's that going to give us? Profiles. Capable supervisors, which, I mean, it would give us more food, but And what's this event here? Or this card, Grand Convention. Yeah, we don't care about that really. Autocracy could give us call to power, forced relocation. Not really important for us, and we don't. The government isn't really doing anything for us at all. Now the champion. This is a really cool unit. 50% chance to instantly kill if you hit. So it's a very useful unit feat. And we need that to have, we need the Interior Council, which we don't have unlocked yet. Okay, so what about conflict resolution? Quality of life bonus, that's nice. Submission, those are just, yeah, that doesn't really matter to us. Okay, well, I guess we'll just keep on trying to get capable supervisors. We are in a food crisis, so I would be foolish to turn down the possibility to get more food, which means we have to roll against a thing here to succeed. We would want to probably who's making this roll? He is. We're going to send our advisor to go help with that. So let's go to our reports, cabinet, advisor. You're attached to the Economic Council. You're going to be detached. Then you're going to be reattached to our governor, gap mount. All right. So let's go ahead. Try this. Calm down the protesters. Oh wait, no, he was fine. That's merit. Yeah, that was totally fine. He was never in any danger. That's our master orator at work here. Success, unrest went on for a while. Yeah, okay, so unrest increased by 10%, and the unrest is at 39. Then we lost some, but we just gained it back from that event, unfortunately. Lastly, popular soldier. We could get heart or democracy. We don't care about democracy. Heart might be a worthwhile thing. Give us morale bonus. I mean, I guess we go for democracy. Make him a mascot. She likes that idea. Let's just do what she wants. Make him a mascot. Okay. So we've now got a mascot in our troops somewhere. I can't believe, I'm sure some of you in the comments saw this coming, but creating the open air farms on this planet, totally useless, totally meaningless because of the agricultural environment exposure modifier, which the heat and the lack of rainfall essentially just don't allow agriculture. Maybe some parts of the planet you could get away with it. I think the rain needs to be a lot higher. That's millimeters of rain per year, so probably has to be hundreds at least for agriculture to really work. Although maybe you could just supply that artificially. The temperature is the main thing, I'm sure. So we need to buy food. Let's go ahead and do that. We do have a 1,000 credits card we can play for 1,000, or for one fate thing. We're gonna go ahead and do that. We just need it in order to afford this stopgap of food. Let's see. If we bought all of the food they have for 600, let's get 600 even. Okay, 1,000 food, 610. There we go. So we spent most of our credits on that, but we shouldn't have to deal with a food shortage. How do these guys actually... They have no food. They do have a little bit in their upkeep. So they'll receive it. Yeah. Okay. How about replenishment? Do we need anything? Nope. We're good on replenishment. These guys can remain in position. Kind of same thing here. Okay, what are we doing? We're constructing this here. We want to get an ice mine here as well. There's 80,000 water in that hex. Dome farm does require power, but I don't think we... Yeah, I mean, we still are over our max storage. Lost a whole bunch of men to our replenishment, but now everybody's sitting at 100%, so that's good. And just basically, this is my, am I doing anything bad? Am I forgetting about something? Just check the urgent issues tab. Alright, I think that's all we need to do this turn, and we'll go ahead and end the video there. Next time, hopefully, we have the enemy cap surrounded, so kind of hoping we can make that push. Really, I'm just waiting on the supply to come in, so next turn we should be good. And obviously, we're going to get this food situation shorted out. That's what we've been doing. But we're going to have a change in policy there. Thanks for watching.